Viewer discretion is advised. This video may cause you to trade in your current motorcycle for a 2025 Harley Davidson Breakout.
Do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside.
Here's a bike that absolutely demands attention and delivers pure, unadulterated Harley Davidson attitude, the 2025 Harley Davidson Breakout. Just look at this absolute showstopper in the new centerline color. This bike beautifies the road, and if you ever thought the Breakout couldn't get any bolder, let me tell you, and I say this with all due respect, you were wrong. This bike shocked me in all the right ways, and as always, this will be a candid review, so you're going to want to watch the full video because we go deep. Firstly, big thanks to my friend Al Lucchino at Harley Davidson of Danbury, Connecticut, the best motorcycle dealer on the planet. They have the best big selection of bikes and gear and accessories, a friendly staff, and old school mechanics who can really do everything from cosmetics to big power builds. They've even got a dyno and quite a few other surprises for you to come discover. Their contact information is below, and I highly recommend them. Alright, let's talk about the balls of this fascinating specimen. For 2025, the Breakout still rocks the mighty 1923cc Milwaukee 8 117 engine, but Harley Davidson has given it a significant punch-up. This is the Milwaukee 8 117 Custom V-Twin, boasting a solid 104 horsepower and a pavement-shredding, face-stretching, smile-on-your-face gluing 126 pound-feet of torque. That's a 6% bump in horsepower and 5% more torque over last year's already potent 117. How did they do it? Well, they've redesigned the cylinder heads, cranked up the compression ratio to 10.3 to 1, and given us a larger 58mm throttle body with a recontoured aluminum intake manifold for better airflow. I can tell you from experience, you feel that extra grunt instantly, whether you're taking off from a stop or effortlessly passing on the highway. And I can confirm that a twist of the throttle will have you laughing with fun like no other bike I've ridden. A bike this comfortable has no business slapping this hard, and that's what 126 pound-feet of torque does to a guy like me. Just pastes that smile on. You have accessible grunt from down low, which pulls strongly through the mid-range with big-time highway passing power at higher speeds. One thing that I demand from a bike is grunt across the power band, and also the ability to rocket by other vehicles on the highway if needed. For me, having that much power on tap is a necessary safety feature for the many times cars or trucks may not see us and we have to get out of the way fast. Let me tell you, the Breakout delivers here. Now, beyond that incredible power, Harley has really stepped up the game with the rider experience, especially on the electronic front. This is where, for me, the 2025 model truly distinguishes itself from the 2024. The biggest news, in my opinion, is the introduction of customizable ride modes. We now have rain, road, and sport modes, and you can literally change the personality of this bike at the touch of a button right here on the redesigned hand controls. Rain mode is perfect for those less than ideal conditions, giving us a calmer throttle response and more intervention from the rider aids. Road mode is your everyday cruising setup, balanced and very, very smooth. This is one of the smoothest bikes I've ridden, but it will definitely give you a punch when you need it. And then there's sport mode, and this is where the Breakout truly awakens. We get that broad torque curve, strong mid-range, the sharpest throttle response, and minimal intervention from the nannies, letting that 117 custom engine sing and do its thing. And speaking of rider aids, Harley has incorporated full IMU-enabled cornering rider safety enhancements for 2025. This means we now have cornering ABS for safer braking even when leaned over, cornering traction control system, keeping that fat rear tire glued to the asphalt, cornering drag torque slip control. This smooths out the engine braking during aggressive downshifts and corners so you don't crash, and much more. These systems are seamlessly integrated, and they gave me incredible confidence without intruding on the raw experience the Breakout provides. You also get the standard tire pressure monitoring system, which is a plus for safety and convenience, as well as electronic cruise control for those longer rides. Visually, the Breakout still maintains that iconic long, lean chopper style with that aggressive 34-degree rake and a massive 240mm rear tire. For me, there's nothing better than that huge rear tire. It just screams that business is ready to be handled at a twist of the throttle. With the 2025, we get gorgeous all LED lighting, starting with that sharp 5.75-inch round headlamp, giving us better visibility and a healthy dose of modernity. I loved this yellow, but looking at Harley Davidson's website here, I fell in love, and I mean in love with this Midnight Firestorm. It's an extra $1,300, but you get tasteful flames on the tank and rear cowl, and with that black and chrome, this has become my favorite Harley Davidson of all time, right behind the Lowrider S, the Street Glide, and the Sportster S. The Breakout is a perfect mix of beauty and savagery. I mean, just look at that 21-inch front wheel. Look at it and salivate. It's okay, I understand. Here's a napkin. Wipe that face up. No, a little bit more on the chin right there. Yeah, there you go. Look, we're only men. Look at all that chrome. Look at the LEDs. Look at the refinement and quality. For me, this is the best looking Harley Davidson to date. The dashboard has also been upgraded. It used to be minimalist. Now it's still minimal, but it's a beautiful 4-inch analog speedometer with a multifunction LCD digital display. It shows me everything I need at a glance: gear, odometer, fuel level, my selected ride mode, heated gear status, traction control, ABS, TPMS, cruise control, clock, trip, and even a tachometer. All of that in 4 inches, and it's clean, intuitive, and exactly what I want on a bike like this. And I can't forget the convenient USB-C charging port and heated gear plugins. Little touches that truly make a big difference for comfort, so we can focus on the most important thing, the ride. Underneath, the suspension has received a thoughtful retune for 2025. While the travel remains the same, the springs are now straight rate instead of progressive. What does that mean for me? A smoother, more controlled ride, especially over those rough patches of pavement. When it comes to handling, the Breakout, with its long rake and wide rear tire, I find some people say it requires a bit more muscle at the bars and slow speed turns and hairpins compared to more agile bikes, but I personally found this bike melted into corners with smoothness and comfort, and in general, it inspired confidence. It might not be a 600cc sport bike, but for a power cruiser, I didn't feel any limitations. Harley really worked wonders getting this beast with its beastly engine and its beast of a rear tire to corner with the beast of them. You see what I did there? The beast of them? Anyway, this bike is a visual and tactile masterpiece. But what about the sound? No one wants a quiet Harley Davidson. So how does the bike sound stock? I'll let you decide. I think you'll agree, for a stock system, this bike sounds formidable. The only thing I might do is have Harley Davidson of Danbury, Connecticut install a nice set of Jekyll and Hydes on this bike so I can refrain from waking up babies in my neighborhood, but then hit that switch and open up the valves and definitely be heard coming on the highway. But stock, this bike definitely sounds savage enough. Regarding gas mileage, I don't know how Harley squeezed out 49 miles per gallon on this big bad bike, but they did, and we profit. In terms of price, we need to categorize the Breakout in the you get what you pay for, and you have to pay to play categories, with a price of $23,099. But we are talking about a Harley Davidson here, not a Honda. Not that there's anything wrong with Hondas, I've had a Honda, but let's be candid, this is a Harley Davidson, and for the performance and quality this bike offers, this is actually a good deal. As always, I want to give you candid reviews, so let's talk pros and cons. Pros: everything, literally. This bike looks, sounds, and feels exactly like a Harley Davidson muscle cruiser should, but let's get specific. The torque, 126 pound-feet, enough said. Comfort. The 26-inch seat height was easy to swing my leg over, and the seat was so comfortable I could ride on it all day. The backrest appropriately holds your posterior in place during the many launches you will be doing with this 126 pound-feet of torque masterpiece. The forward pegs were easy to rest my feet on at 6'1", and the controls were easy to operate. I felt no back stress, no leg stress, no butt stress, no stress, and that's a great thing on a bike. Cons. The price of my favorite paint option is a Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous $1,300. But just look at those flames. Come on. I would definitely get this. I just wish it were a little cheaper. The wind. You will feel the wind at 70 plus miles per hour on this bike. Duh. But there is a fix for this. For $490, you can get a detachable windshield that will keep the wind off of you and look good doing it. It's even got nice chrome highlights, but for me, the best part is that it's removable so I can install it for longer trips. I would definitely get this. The only other caveat is if you want a nice looking smooth chrome gas cap like this, you're going to have to be careful careful you don't drop it while refueling. What I do is I turn my glove upside down and I put it on the tank and place the cap in the palm of my glove's hand. Problem solved. Okay, so who is the 2025 Harley Davidson Breakout for? For my time with it, this bike is for the rider who wants to make a statement. It's for someone who wants that classic chopper aesthetic but demands modern performance and cutting-edge electronics. If you're looking for a motorcycle that turns heads everywhere you go, that has raw power on tap, and now the refined control of advanced rider aids, the Breakout is calling your name. This is my favorite Harley Davidson I've ridden so far. What do you guys think of the 25 Breakout? Let me know in your comments below. If you like this review, smash that like button, subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, ride safe, and always remember the motto, bark less, wag more, and always be kinder than necessary. I'll see you in the next one.